It was also, I thought it was interesting, like Sussan Ley, I think her heart is in, going along with the climate change flow. But that said, I think she's recognising some brutal realities that the net zero target is forcing us to do really stupid things, losing whole industries like the nickel industry, like most of the fertiliser industry, like the industrial glass industry, losing them because of the cost of power. She did leave it open to the coalition today to eventually say no to net zero, depending which way the wind is blowing. That said, this is promising.
Promising, but it's not nearly enough. Now, we've had this the Liberal Party has doomed itself to opposition by playing footsies with net zero, trying to have it both ways. We saw this, with Morrison, we saw it with Dutton, obviously the rot set in with Turnbull, but this idea that you can pander to the climate cult and go, oh yeah, we're worried about, doing our bit for the planet, but at the same time say, oh, we're going to look after, manufacturing and so on. I'm sorry, it's either or. And that's what the coalition fails to understand. It is either or. And the Australian people will either choose a government that goes net zero or goes against net zero. The next election will be about this. The IPA done some great research. 56% of Australians want affordable energy. They're not interested. Only 21% of Australians are interested in all this virtue signalling nonsense. Now, it's critical. I'm sorry, Sussan Ley has to come off the fence. The coalition have to come off the fence. They've got to say sorry to all those renewable investors who seem to be pulling their strings, all the lobbyists out there. You've got to say no. We are saying no to net zero. We are out of net zero. We will oppose it vigorously between now and the next election because the Australian people deserve that choice, Andrew. So I don't quite share your optimism. A few words about, oh, wouldn't it be nice to see we've got to look after manufacturing. It's not enough. It's just not enough. This country is going down the gurgler on every single economic measure you can come up with, and it's got to be stopped. And the only way to stop it is to abandon net zero, Andrew.
Well, I just think that she will need to go through a process to show people that she's gone through a process. And she will need her team to come up with all the arguments, and she'll need to convince some of the global warming go along with the flowers in her party to embrace net zero. That's a lot of work still ahead of her before she can come out there and reveal herself as climate skeptic, or net zero skeptic anyway. King Charles went to Canada to open its parliament yesterday. This is the first time the British monarch has done that for nearly 70 years. And you can see why he's wheeled out. It was told Donald Trump he couldn't make Canada America's 51st state. It's not for sale.
The Crown has for so long been a symbol of unity for Canada. It also represents stability and continuity from the past to the present. As it should, it stands proudly as a symbol of Canada today, in all her richness and dynamism. As the anthem reminds us, the true North is indeed strong and free.
Now, Rowan, the King, Donald Trump refused to take the King's subtle no for an answer. Just hours after that speech said, by the way, Canada has a choice. You pay the US government $61 billion to be protected by America's new Golden Dome missile defence, or you become America's 51st state. Where do you think this debate is going?
Andrew, I've long warned that King Charles will spell the end of the monarchy. He could even spell the end of the Commonwealth. He is such a disaster as a king. I'm sorry, I'm a constitutional monarchist by heart, but this bloke is doing such damage to everything, all the constitutional monarchies around the world. Part of his speech, yes, okay, he tried to tick off Donald Trump, but part of his speech was basically a welcome to country type thing, a Canadian version thereof, in which he was saying, oh, well, Canada's unceded land by the such and such a tribe. He's going to come to Australia and he'll do the same thing. You watch, Albanese will drag him out here and he'll stand. Well, he's already done it once almost. He'll stand there and he'll say that this is, unceded land. And I'm sorry, if the monarch, the constitutional head of our constitutional monarchy, says that this isn't kosher, if you like, our land, then we are saying that our laws do not apply, our laws are not valid, our property rights are not valid. The damage this bloke is doing is unfathomable. And what he said there, seriously, if I were a Canadian, I'd be going, you bet I want to be the 51st state, because the alternative is being in this kind of no man's land where we don't belong to anything because the property belongs to the Algonquin tribe or whatever. And let me say, maybe Australia should be looking at being the 52nd state, because this is where we're going with this endless tearing down of the very fabric, the very foundations of what was our colonial Commonwealth. And unless we wake up, we're going to be in the same problem.
I got it. But Rowan, I don't understand why, if he says, and he did, he said this is unceded land, why in the same speech does he keep calling himself the king of it? I mean, seriously.
Well, he can't be, and that's the point. He can't be. The guy's not very bright. He's not very bright. But the damage he's doing is incalculable. And seriously,
we'll see.
Yeah, that's my opinion.